you so much for coming to Goring.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for
and I know
having
it's
us.
difficult because you haven't been back here since George passed, so it means a great deal to us.
Of course it does.
What's it like being back here today?
Oh, I was just saying that it's really emotional.
Really
I haven't been here for a long time. Last time I was here, I was having a party at George's house, so yeah, it was quite emotional driving through. And I've got a tissue just in case I can
I definitely avoided it completely and just headed straight here, because I was when this first came up and you know, you'd said that you wanted to do it here, our first instincts were like, can't go anywhere near this place, but then I started to think about the happier times and the fun, you know, summer parties we used to have here, and yeah, I just kind of got my head around it that way. And then when Jo came in, like, she was already had tears in her eyes, and I thought, oh no, because normally I'm the crier.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not normally me who's the tearful one, it's Shirley.
Let's go back to the beginning. I mean, how did George Michael come into your lives?
Oh, well, I can thank God that he did, but yeah, I guess I was the first kind of one in. They call me the original OG. Yeah, the OG. And I started working with George. Actually, at the Wham final was my first show with him. So, not that I knew that much about Wham, to be honest with you, and Bill, don't hate me, but I didn't, and so I wasn't that intimidated by, you know, that George Michael, because we just kind of become friends. I'd seen him whilst I was on tour with Elton John, and that's kind of how we became friends. And then when he asked me to do the final, I was like, wow, this is going to be like an incredible day. Little did I know that when that curtain dropped, with the, you know, just with that final on it, and the curtain dropped, I was stunned by the sheer, like, the breadth of everyone just screaming, and I was like, wow, he's a really big star. So I was just, you know, grateful for that, and obviously so grateful for him for having me along that journey until the end, really.
And Joe, what about you? Because you're obviously a male voice.
Yeah, well, I actually met George through his best friend, a guy called David Austin. He had a record company called Master Record Company, and he signed me to his label. And he came up with this idea. He said, you know what, I've got this song that George wanted me to sing, that he wanted to produce. It was a song called One Nation Under a Groove. You know, so we went to a place in London called Zilla's, a lovely restaurant, and then we spoke and stuff. And during that whole period, he said, do you know what, Jay, I'm going out on tour. And he said, look, would you like to come along? And I said, can I think about it? I didn't say that. Do you know what I mean? And he said,
don't say that to George.
No, of course you don't.
Definitely not.
Yeah, and like, it just all began from there. And